Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of Maconomics. I'm your host, Ross Mack, and I'm here to try to help you get to the bag. Look, man, I got an amazing, a very special episode, because this time I get to sit down and talk with my dog, man. Y'all might have seen him on several other platforms, but this time, he coming on Maconomics, man. Without further ado, I want to introduce my dog, man. I could tell you everything about him, but I'm gonna let it do him, man. Rashad, man, what's up, bro? Do me a favor and please let the audience know something about you and why you so dope, my brother.
For sure. So I'm Rashad Bilal, and I'm a financial advisor by trade, but these days I guess I'm better known as the co-host of Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure is a business and financial literacy platform that me and my partner Troy started 2 years ago, and we provide information about everything that has to do with business, entrepreneurship, investing, and has grown into a pretty substantial community online.
Man, hats off to everything y'all got going on, man. Real talk. I love what y'all doing, man. So question, man, when you starting to think about, everything that's happening on in our community, especially when we're thinking about, the wealth gap, right? When it's come to actually building true wealth, what would you say some of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to actually truly building real wealth in our community?
Yeah, a few I think is that you need a tremendous lump sum of money to even start investing. A lot of people get discouraged because they're like, I don't have enough money to invest. And I always tell people, a little bit is better than nothing. And you start with whatever you can start with. But we talk about dollar cost averaging on our stock show a lot, which is when you put money in monthly or weekly. And that's one of the great things with the 401k. People are forced to save money. So you could do the same thing without a job. You can put $100 away. You can put $50 away. And over the course of time, that adds up. It's a snowball effect. So I think that's one of the greatest misconceptions is that people feel like, you have to be a millionaire to invest. And if you don't invest, six figures, it's not going to be worth it. You're not going to see any rate of return. But I think that's stopping a lot of people and it's discouraging a lot of people. So that definitely is a big, big, big misconception when it comes to wealth building and investing, I think, in my opinion.
Excellent point, man. So when we starting to really think about kind of, where we went wrong or what we can do to kind of change it, why would you say so many people in our community find it really hard to actually build wealth?
I think education. I think that, for the most part, we really haven't been taught about wealth. Like, most of us don't come from families that, money was talked about or wealth was passed down. So we're first generation wealth building. If you really think about it, first generation wealth building where other ethnicities, other races have been doing this for years, for decades. They've been taught by their grandparents and their great grandparents about how to manage finances and how to deal with property and, how to buy property, how to manage a business, things of that nature. So being that, for the most part, we've lacked in that education, it's crippled us. And fear has played a major part as well. Anything that you're not familiar with, you're going to just become naturally fearful of. And money's no different and investing is no different. So being that, unfortunately, a lot of us, we weren't taught this. We just look at it like, oh, that's something that is out of my realm. Like that's for somebody else. That's for rich people. That's not for me. Like I'll just stay in what I feel comfortable with. But I think that that's starting to change now. And I think that financial literacy, you're one of the messengers. Kudos to you as far as all the information that you put out for free. And I feel like financial literacy is becoming more and more readily available, and people are starting to gravitate towards it more. So hopefully that tide is starting to change.
My dog, man, that's much love, bro. I really respect everything you're doing, and I look at us, as peers in this space, and we have a big responsibility of really trying to help educate the youth because, I look at financial literacy as a language, right? And so the earlier you learn how to speak it, the more likelihood you're going to be able to be fluent in that, right? And so I look at shorties in the inner cities like, man, any park you go to in any inner city, there's a little kid that can literally write an entire book report on why they believe Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James and what forth, right? And so forth. But, that same token, I want them to also be able to argue and say, oh, I like Apple stock over Netflix stock because of XYZ, right? And so, what type of advice would you give to some of the shorties coming up, man, in some of these inner cities?
Yeah, to take business and take investing serious because it's like, for years, our wealth standard has been sports and entertainment because that's what's been projected to us as the only way that we can really be extremely wealthy is to either, perform or to be an athlete. And now we're seeing that that's not true. You actually have a much greater chance of achieving wealth and making money outside of sports and entertainment. There's nothing wrong with sports and entertainment, but the vast majority of people are never going to become rich off of sports and entertainment. So being that, you have to make decisions early on that'll dictate your future. My biggest regret is not starting to invest early. And, compounding interest, all of these things that you learn about in math class, like, are really real when you actually look at it from a real money standpoint. So I would, my advice to the young people would be to try to educate yourself as early as possible and surround yourself with people that have some level of education that can provide you help. So whether that's trying to find a mentor, whether that's, getting an internship, whether that's, even just your peers, like, just trying to change the conversation where it's not just about rap or just about sports or just about, girls. Try to, have some level of more intelligent conversation. And it's crazy because I'm starting to see that, like, even our platform, we got high school kids and kids that's like first years in college that's tuning in. So that lets me know that the young people are really tuning in. If you are on TikTok, financial literacy is real big on TikTok. And TikTok is, mostly, teenagers and people in their young 20s. So just take it serious and just learn as much as possible, because you're never going to learn everything. But the quicker you learn, I guarantee you, the more money you will make down the line.
Hey, man, big facts, bro. Appreciate the gems, man. I just want to thank you, Rashad, once again for coming on my platform, man. I respect everything you and Troy got going over there on Earn Your Leisure, so it's only right we had to come together and do something for the people. So, man, this is how we really get to that bag, man. It start young. It start with the education. And guess what? What better platforms to actually start educating than tuning in to Maconomics and Earn Your Leisure? Without further ado, man, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And that's how we truly get to that bag. So if you want to learn how to invest the right way and invest in the right companies, come join the Maconomics Club. If you go back and look at all the Maconomics videos, I already been telling y'all what was the best companies to invest in. This time around, I'm going to show you firsthand. Come join the Maconomics Club, link in bio. Let's get to the bag.